All right, so I'm sure most of you are familiar with the old saying like nails on a chalkboard, and you can pretty much imagine what that would sound like if you haven't experienced it for yourself. And hopefully some of you are familiar with Miss Fowl, the one and only super sexy teacher from Jimmy Neutron. But even though as bad as she is, she has one of the worst voices in cartoon history.
He is a letter that we all should know.
So if we took the sound of nails on a chalkboard and Miss Fowl's voice and merged them together to have some excruciatingly terrible sounding baby, I still think that wouldn't be half as bad as the ass obliteration that we've been experiencing as gamers for the last year or so, due to the scalpers taking the next gen consoles. However, if you guys haven't been able to get your hands on one like me, there might be a bright future coming for us. So let's get right into this article. All right, so it's titled Democrats Push Bill to Outlaw Bots from Snatching Up Online Goods. Now, already just from the title, I'm excited. Hopefully, this means that we're going to be able to get our hands on some consoles, if not in stores pretty soon, at least for a reasonable price, because I cannot take or stand these markups of almost 100%, sometimes even more. You could go on eBay right now and there's still things for minimum $9.99 if you want a PS5. I see some for $1,200, $1,300. It's just out of hand, and it's already been a year since the consoles have dropped. Now, I know it's tricky with everything going on in the world, and you just can't get enough product, especially when it comes to computers and microchips. Even cars are having a bunch of issues. It's everywhere. Any retail, anything. Now, I'm nobody to sit here and act like I'm justified to say what's right or wrong. I mean, it's pretty much well known that scalpers are a thing, and maybe it's right to scalp. Maybe that's a hustle of its own. In my opinion, I think it's kind of scummy, but I'm sure scalpers don't agree with me on that. However, I just want to get a PS5 and get my hands on some Miles Morales or some Ratchet and Clank, the new God of War. I'm tired of sitting here and staring at my one or two friends who have a next-gen console while I'm sitting here with my PC, which I'm very happy with. But even then, I can't get a 30 series right now unless I want to work for 3 months and spend every penny towards it. So enough said, let's jump into the article a little bit. It starts off by saying a group of Democratic lawmakers are reintroducing legislation to outlaw the use of automated bots to buy up retail goods such as video game consoles and graphic cards. So even for PC gamers like me, this is going to be a little bit of good news and hopefully a light at the end of the tunnel. But they go on to say the average holiday shopper is unable to compete with the light speed of all too common Grinch bots and are held at ransom by scalpers and third-party sellers who are trying to buy holiday presents. After a particularly trying year, no parent or American should have to fork over hundreds or even thousands of dollars to buy Christmas and holiday gifts for their children and loved ones. Now, this I totally agree. Now, I was thinking about the scalping just from a personal perspective. I'm not trying to fork over $1,000 to $1,200 for a PS5. I couldn't imagine being young and not being able to get my Xbox or my GameCube because my parents couldn't afford it, even working 40 hours a week, because scalpers are taking them all up online and selling them for 100% markup. Like, that's where I just can't really get behind the whole scalping thing. I mean, go ahead, do your grind, but it's just messed up. Like, imagine little Johnny, all he wants is to play Ratchet and Clank for Christmas, and now he's not able to because, I don't know, little Timmy the rapper wants to go ahead and buy 20 of them with these bots and then try and resell them. I mean, just to think about the whole YouTube genre in whole. Like, I remember watching Call of Duty commentaries back in 2009, and imagine if somebody, a young kid, was watching like Hutch or C-Nanners or, you know, some older, nowadays it'd probably be like Jacksepticeye or something. But just imagine watching them, and as a kid you couldn't get inspired and do your own commentaries or gameplay or let's plays or anything because these scalpers are taking up your Christmas presents. Hopefully eventually we're able to get these products back in stores, but that's not really in the foreseeable future. And so it's just unfortunate that these companies aren't taking a stance. I mean, I can see from Microsoft and Sony's perspective that they're making their money whether it's from a bot or from a legit purchase, and websites like eBay and StockX, these third-party sellers, are making their money on the transaction fees for the people who are doing it, and they're probably making even a bigger chunk if it's sold for such a high price. So from a monetary perspective, I see why nobody's really doing anything, but it just doesn't sit right with me that these companies are letting this happen and just slide by. It's been a year since the consoles have come out and it's still happening, and that's honestly what bugs me the most. It's like, come on, give up. Like, I even follow like Twitter alert bots that tell me when PlayStations drop at like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, everything, and I've never been able to get one to go through on the cart, and I've literally got some where it's the second of. It's just so annoying. It frustrates me beyond belief. So the article goes on to say the proposed legislation expands on an earlier law passed in 2016. So I guess they've been trying to do this before. I mean, almost at this point 5 years ago. It says in 2016 that outlawed automated bots from circumventing control measures to buy up ticket sales for public events such as music concerts and sporting events. Now, this was news to me when I read the article and I skimmed it for the first time, because I didn't know this was already something that had been passed when it comes to ticket resales as far as like concerts, festivals, things of that nature. So I don't get why they won't just go ahead and transfer that over into the world of retail, or at least online purchases, because what's wrong with trying to get something for MSRP around here? Like, why can't I pay $600 instead of $1,200 for a console? So I mean, if they've already passed this law as far as sporting events and those types of situations, I don't get why they're having such an issue doing it for retail purchases, but whatever. It goes on to say, in addition, the law made it illegal for scalpers to resell the tickets obtained through the bot. The Stopping GRINCH Bots Act, which is a great name if you ask me, like I said, I love the GRINCH Bots Act, would apply the same principles to all online retail sites. The US Federal Trade Commission would be tasked with the enforcement. So from now on, I'm not calling these scalpers scalpers. We're calling them GRINCH bots, because these people are ruining Christmas for all kids around the country and probably around the world. Whether you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything, you guys are getting screwed over because of these GRINCH bots. The lawmakers' last attempt to pass the bill seems to have stalled in congressional committees, which is super unfortunate. It's cool that we're able to get something like this even that far into the system, but honestly, I hope they get this final little push so that we can get some justice and these scalpers get a big closet full of PS5s that they have to start selling for regular price. However, the ongoing supply chain troubles facing the US may spark more support for the bill when Democrats narrowly control both chambers of the Congress. So, all politics aside, I think it is messed up right now that during these supply chain issues, where if you walk anywhere, like I said, you could try and get a car, they're out of them. You could try and get cat food, they're out of it. I don't know. I'm not the judge and jury on this type of situation. Just know that if you're a GRINCH bot, you're a terrible person, and someone's coming for you eventually. It's probably going to be Master Chief or Doom guys, so you better be watching out. Anyway, so that's the end of the article here. I just wanted to give my piece on it. I'm really tired of not being able to get a next-gen console, and I'm sure so many kids and other people around the world are. I know my friend Riyadh has a PS5 and he's loving it. My friend Chris just got the Series S. That's not really next gen, but I'll still forgive him for making that purchase. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the situation down in the comments below, whether you agree, disagree. If you're a scalper yourself, let me know why you're doing it so I can report you to the FBI. No, I'm just kidding. But if you guys really feel some type of way about it, let me know down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'd love to talk to you guys more in the comments, like I said. So let's get talking. And anyways, that's where I'm going to end it right here. I'll be back with some more news pretty soon. It's been your boy Somnia. Never stop dreaming. I'll see you around next time.